Hello friends. As a part of our quantitative aptitude lectures, now I am explaining the concept calendar. This concept may be new to most of you because it does not cover in any regular academic subjects and all that. But there is a wonderful logic behind it, a wonderful concept, and where it is required, you may get it out. Actually, whenever you are asked to tell the day for a given date, then this logic is very much required. For example, 15th August 1947. What is the day on 15th August 1947 is asked, then you should know this logic. Number two is, if you want to develop programs and all that, uh, if you are asked to develop a monthly calendar for the given month July 2001, then you have to develop a program to write the monthly calendar like this in a formal manner. So then also this logic is very much required. When you are developing this program and all that, then this logic is this concept is very much useful for you to sharpen your logic and logical approach, as well as in coding also. Wonderful domain, and if you are interested, you can try. But before that, you should have thorough knowledge over this concept. Now, the first and foremost in quantitative aptitude test and all that, this is the vital question. Actually, the questions are asked, what is the day and the given date? For this purpose, first, before explaining the actual logic and all that, I want to give you a simple tip. If you understand this tip thoroughly, and it enlightens you a lot regarding this logic. Now, this is the index day. Before explaining this, I have to tell you one piece of information. This is 111. What do you mean by 111? Date 1, month 1, year 1. This is the day 1 of our English calendar. What is the day? Most of you think that the day on 111, the first day of the calendar, English calendar, is Sunday. It is not Sunday, it is Monday. It is Monday. How this information is useful to you and all that? Just I'll give you a simple calculation. Then when next Monday comes, on 8th, 811, next Monday comes. Next, when next Monday comes, 1511, another Monday comes. Next, 2211, next Monday comes. This is the thing that you know. Every time we are adding 7, next Monday comes. So, this is 22nd is the Monday. Suppose somebody asks you what is the day on 21/1, then how can you calculate? Monday, this is Monday. Monday, before the 21st, Sunday, 20th, Saturday. 20th, Saturday. So, in this type of calculations, one initialization is required. Initial day, this is. So, 111 you can take as the initial day. Initial day. Here, simple calculation I show you. Suppose, let us take one day. 25th, 1 1. 25th January, year 1. What is the day? Simple calculation is how many days? 1 to 25? 25 days. And here I am introducing one remainder operator. Remainder symbol, that is, this is not percentage. Actually, in C language, this symbol is called a remainder operator, remainder symbol, or a modular symbol. So, because in mathematics you cannot find remainder symbol, that's why I am using C language symbol here. You understand that simply because for our convenience I am using. Then this is a remainder symbol. Now 7 days. Now what is the result? 4. 4. Then remainder is 4. Now here I have given index days. Now Monday 1. Why I started with 0, you may get it out. Actually, day 1 is Monday. What is the before day? 0th day. Suppose you have periods in the college. First period, second period, third period, like that. If you are taken a special class before first period, what number you can give? Obviously, it is 0. 0 period. So, in assembly, parliament also 0 hour is there. 0 hour means actually parliament is started by 9 o'clock. Suppose before that, if they conduct any session, that is called 0 hour. In the same manner, I applied that logic. That's why you know that 111 is Monday. So, what is the logical thing? Sunday should be given 0 index. So, this index you remember 0 Sunday, 1 Monday, 2 Tuesday, and 6 Saturday. These are called index days, and just remember. Now what you got? 4. 4 as the remainder. Just you understand, you remember that if you are not a programmer also, you just call it as a remainder operator, and 25, remainder 7, and 4. Then 4 represents Thursday. So 25th January 1 is Thursday. Suppose 31st January 1, then what to do? 7. Then this is 4, 7, 28, 3 is the remainder. 3 is the remainder, 3 is Wednesday. 31st January year 1 is Wednesday. Let us take some other day. 15th February year 1. Year 1. How can you calculate? From here to here, you have to calculate total number of days. Then January 31 days, you know. February 15 days we are taking. Totally it comes 46. 46 modulus 7. Then modulus 5, 5, 7, 35, 42, 6, 7 is 42, and 4. 4 is the remainder. So 4 represents Thursday. In this manner, you have to find out the total number of days from 111 to up to date. Up to date in this case is 15th February 1. Then total number of days you have to find out, and modulus of a remainder operation you have to make. Then you can find the index days. By referring the index days, you can find the number of days. This is the simple technique. So actually, as a tip I am explaining to you before entering into the logic. Here 2 points you must remember. 111 is Monday, and index days you have to form like this. After understanding this tip, let us come to the point in a formal manner. Now here the first understand the issue. Now you want to know the date on 1/1/2001. This you call as opt date, opt month, opt year. Okay. Now if we have to find out the day on 1/1/2001, what is the prime requirement according to the tip whatever I have given? From 1/1/1 to 1/1/2001, you have to find out the total number of days. Total number of days from 1/1/1 to 1/1/1/2001. This simply I call as up to date. From 1st January 1 to from up to date, we have to find out total number of days. If you are able to find out, then very simple. Let us say n number of days. The total number of days from this to the n number of days. How can you make calculation? What is the day? On this, if you have to calculate and all that, n modulus always I am using freely. You understand as a remainder operator. Then let us say you got one. That is the index day. It represents the index day, then Monday. This is a simple thing. Now, what is the challenge issue here? Finding total number of days from 111 to update. For that purpose, now I am telling you a simple technique. I am introducing a term odd days. Odd days. By that, you can easily make this calculation, and apart from that, I will give you a thumb rule. That thumb rule is lighten your job. So, however, you can find out this n. Once you can find out n and all that, it is very simple. Just modulo 7, then you can get one figure. It is 0 to 6. Then you can find out the day. Now, now I have to introduce a term called odd days. Odd days. Actually, if I ask you one question, how many weeks are there for a year? How many weeks are there for a year means you simply tell that everybody tells 52 weeks. So 52 into 7, then 364. If it is 364 and all that, we need not bother about this logic. It is so simple, because if it is true, whatever you told and all, 52 weeks means 52 into 7, 364. If it is correct and all that, then the first day of every year, every calendar year is Monday. First day of every calendar year Monday. Why? Now we see modulo 7 you make, then 0 comes. Last day of the year is always 0, and first day of the year, 0 means it represents Sunday. First day of the year should be Monday. There is no confusion in the logic. Logic should be so simple. But no single year in the calendar is having 365 days. As you know, some years are having 365 days, other years are having 366 days. You are calling this year is called leap year. This is called non-leap year. Non-leap year. This is called leap year. Leap year. First, before introducing this, what is leap year and what is non-leap year, I have to explain. If I ask you this question, which is the leap year means, most of you tell only one thing. What is that? Any year you take and divide by 4 is equal to 0, then that is leap year. Am I right? If it is divided by 4, it is remainder is 0, then that is leap year. But it is incomplete answer. It is an incomplete answer. This is one point, it is correct, but otherwise it is incomplete. How it is complete? Now year 100 you see, year 100 if you take, then according to your principle it should be leap year. But because why it is leap year according to you, then it is 0. But this is not a leap year. Year 100 is non-leap year. What about 200? 200 also according to you is a leap year, but it is a non-leap year. 300 is also a leap year, but it is a non-leap year. 400 according to you it is leap year, but this is leap year. This is leap year. Now, what is this point? You are interested to know. Actually, here when we are classifying these years and all that, century years and non-century years. Century years and non-century years. Non-century years. As far as this principle is concerned, for non-century years it is 100% correct. What is non-century years? 1992 is a non-century year. 1995 is a non-century year. Which are century years? Century years are 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 are non are century years. As far as century years are concerned, then 100, 200, 300, 400, then that 4 calculation is not correct. 400 you have to take. 400 you have to take. Then in all these cases, this is not 0, not 0, this is not 0, this is not 0. But as far as 400 is concerned, 400 modulus 400 is equal to 0. So this is leap year. And again 500, 600, 700 are non-leap year. 800 is a leap year. 800 modulus 400 0. Then again 900, 1000, 1100 are not leap years, and year 1200 is a leap year. So which are leap years in century years? 400, 800, 1200, 1600, 2000, 2400, and so on are the leap years. This point you have to remember. This is incomplete. This is correct as far as non-century years are concerned. But century years are concerned, if it is divided by 400 with no remainder, then that is the leap year. That is the leap year. You must remember 100, 200, 300, 500, 600, 700, 900, 1000, 1100. Such century years are non-leap years. That point you must remember. This is very much required for this logic. Now, I have to explain about odd days, because if you understand the concept of odd days, the total number of days from 111 to update is very simplified issue. Otherwise, you have to make a lot of, suppose if you have to calculate total number of days from 111 to 2001, for 2000 years you have to find out the days and all that. You may feel it is difficult to calculate. That's why I am explaining this odd days concept. Then this calculation will be simplified. What are odd days? Actually, every calendar year is having 52 into 7, 364 days, and every day January 1st January will be Monday, but it is not so. So how many number of days are disturbing us? If you see and all that, in case of non-leap year, 1 day extra is coming, because 365 days are coming. For leap year, 366 days are coming. Then how many days are extra coming? 2 days. For leap year, 2 days extra are coming. They are disturbing our calculation. And non-leap year, 1 day extra is coming. Then that is also disturbing our calculation. So these days, the irregular days, I am calling as odd days. Odd days, that you understand. Then if you are able to find out odd days and all that, then our calculation will be so simple. Very easily you can do that. And now we see. Let us take first 100 years. Now this is 1 to 100 years, and next one 101 to 200. Next 201 to 300 years, 301 to 400 years. So first one block of 400 years we calculate for odd days. So in this, how many you are expecting? Actually, how many odd days you are expecting? So here 100 years are there. 100 years, actually every year is having one odd day. Every year 1 odd day is there. So 100 odd days are there. Next thing, what is extra? How many leap years are there in 100 years? 100 years, actually, according to our calculation, 100 divided by 4, 25 leap years should be there. But here 100 is not a leap year. That's why how many are there? 24 are there. 124. Okay. First 100 years, 124 odd days are there. These are number of odd days. So the same thing for second year. Second year also 124 odd days are there. Third, 201 to 300, another 124 are there. Now 301 to 400, it is special because 100, 200 and 300 are non-leap years. That's why 24 we have taken. For this, how many days we have to take? For this, how many days? 125 we have to take. If you take a block of 400 years, then you are getting this many odd days. Then 12, 17, 17, then 9, then 4. 497 odd days are there totally. Okay. Now 490, actually we need not bother about 364. 364 modulus 7 is 0. We ignore that. Thereafter, for 400 years block if you take, you got 497 odd days. Now 497 modulus 7 you make, then what you are getting? The remainder is 0. Here 7 times plus 1 time, then remainder is 0. 0 represents Sunday. So what you can understand, 1 to now this is 400th year. So 31st December year 400 is falls on Sunday. Okay. Next thing, when same another block you take, another 400, this is also, that is 31st 12 800, 31st 12 1200, 31st 12 1600, 31st 12 2000. All these are on Sundays. This is a wonderful tip, because what you can understand, 31st December of all century leap years, these are century leap years, falls on Sunday. So it lightens our calculation. Otherwise, you have to make a big calculation from 111 to, suppose, simple way I am telling you. Suppose originally, if you do not know odd days and all that, you have to find out the day on 1/1/2001. You have to calculate. Then what you have to do? You have to find out the total number of days from 1/1/1 to 1/1/2001 total number of days. Definitely you feel a big calculation for 2000 years total number of days you have to calculate. Now we got a thumb rule. What is the thumb rule? The last day, that 31st December of every century leap year is on Sunday, falls on Sunday. So what is the nearest one? Nearest one is this. What is that? 31st 12 2000 falls on Sunday. Then what is the day on this? 1/1/2000, next day. This is Monday. In this way, our calculation will be simplified. Suppose here 1/1/2001 I asked. Otherwise, I ask you thing. Now that is 1 7 2001 I ask. Then what we have to do? You know that 1 1 2001 is on Monday. Is on Monday. Then 1 1 2001 to 1 7 2001 you calculate number of days. This is the initial day. Then for 6 months 1 day you have to calculate. Then number of days, total number of days you can find out. Modulus 7 you make, you get the index day, then you can calculate. That is a simple way. Our calculation will be so simplified if you can understand the concept of odd days. Odd day means for a non-leap year, odd day is 1. For a leap year, odd days are 2. That you understand. And one more thumb rule is, this thumb rule will help you a lot. It lightens your calculation. Century leap year. The last day of every century leap year falls on Sunday. That helps you a lot. Otherwise, simply remember 31st December 400, 31st December 800, 31st December 1200, 31st December 1600, 31st December 2000, 31st December 2400 falls on Sunday. So, any day is given to you to find out the day, then you can, from this point, the nearest century year you take, and you can calculate the total number of days. This is the technique. After understanding the procedure of calculating the day and update, now through 2 examples I want to give you the complete calculation. Just to try to understand it. Theoretically you may have some doubt. Now you get 100% clarity by understanding the 2 examples. So I want to know the date on 15th August 1947, our Independence Day. What is the day on our Independence Day? Now for this purpose, actually originally, according to the original procedure, you have to find out total number of days from 1112, that is 1st January year 1 to 15th August 1947. That means 1946 years, 8 months, 15 days. Total number of days you have to calculate. Manually it is very difficult. That's why a simplified procedure I am telling you. What is the simplified procedure? Now, what is the nearest for this year? What is the nearest century leap year we have to take? What is the nearest century leap year? That is nothing but 1600. So simply ignore them. Simply ignore them. You know that the last date is Sunday. The last date means 31st December 1600 year is Sunday. So just ignore them. Thereafter, how many years are there? We have to calculate for 346 years, 8 months, 46 years, 7 months and 15 days. This total number of days we have to find out. Total number of days we have to find out. Now, in all these years, now let us take only odd days. Remaining days you ignore. Now, after 1600, which century will come? 17th century. 17th century, how many odd days are there? Already I showed you calculation. In 17th century, 124 odd days are there. Once again I show it to you for your information. In a century, 100 years, every year is having 365. That means 1 day extra. 364 is there, then it is convenient. 1 day extra, 100. Next, how many leap years are there? 24 leap years are there. So 124 we are taking. Just remember that. So in 17th century, odd days are 124. 18th century, odd days are 124. 19th century, odd days are 124. Total comes 372. Okay. Up to 90th century we came. Thereafter, What else are there? Another 47 years. 47th year is not full. How many complete years are there? 46 years. 46 years are there. In 46 years, how many are days? So, obviously, 46 days plus how many leap years? 46 by 4. Then 11. 11. Then 11 leap years are there. So, 57. 57 odd days are there. Okay, that you calculated. Thereafter, let us come to the current year, this year. From 1/1/1947 to 15/8/1947, we have to calculate. Then we have to calculate manually. January 31, this is non-leap year, 28, 31, 30, 31. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 15 days only. So, you find the sum. The sum is 220 days. 227 days. Find the total, 656 days. 656 days. Then modulus 7. You have to find out the remainder. So 63, 26, then 5. 5 is the remainder. Just calculate 5 is the remainder. So what it represents? Friday. So our the day on our Independence Day, 15th August 1947, falls on Friday. This is the calculation. Once again I tell you, actually you have to calculate initial date. You have to take 111 to 15 August 1947. You have to take total number of days, and instead of lighten the calculation, then you can ignore 600 days, 1600 years, because you know the last day of this thing is Sunday. So ignore all of them. Then you calculate from 1/1/1601 to 15 August 1947. Actually, see, originally you have to, according to the original procedure, you have to find out total number of days from this date to this date. Because of our lightened technique, then you have to calculate from 1/1/1601 to 15th August 1947. Then this is the procedure. In 17th century, odd days 124, 18th century, odd days 124, 19th century, odd days 124, total 372. Next, 90 up to 90th century, you find out. After that, 46 years, 7 months, 15 days are there. Then we have to calculate the total number of days. 46 for in 46 years also we can find out odd days. 46 plus 11, 57. Thereafter, in the current year, we come to current year. Then 1/1/1947 to this thing, we calculate like this, 227. We find the sum, 656. Then we make the remainder division. Then 5. 5 represents Friday. In this manner, we have to calculate. In order to enable you to crystallize your knowledge on finding out the day on a given date, I am giving one more example. You have to find the day on March 3rd, 2001. March 3rd, 2001. Now, actually, if you do not know shortcut and all that, what you have to calculate? From 1/1/1 to 3/3/2001, the total number of days you have to find out. Total number of days you have to find out, and then modulus division you have to make. Then you can get index day. Then you can find out. That is the procedure. Now, because of our thumb rule technique, then how you can manage in a simple manner. So, what if you take 2001? What is the nearest century leap year? Always you remember the nearest century leap year. That is 2000. 2000. So ignore 2000 years. Then from 1/1/2001 to 3/3/2001, you have to find out the total number of days. Total number of days and make the modular division. Then you can find the index day. Now you see 1/1/2001 to 3/3, just 2 months, 3 days. So January, total number of days, 31. February, you know that this is non-leap year, that's why 28. March, how many days you have to take? 3. Then 9, 2, then 6, 62 days. 31 January, February 28, March 3, 62 days. Then you make a modulus division, that is remainder division. Then what you get? This is 6, actually 8 7s 56, 9 7 63, but 62 we have. So the remainder is 6. That means it is Saturday. So this is the way. So first step, you have to find out the nearest and previous immediate century leap year. Thereafter, this is the procedure. By that, you can calculate in this manner to find out the day on the given date. Contextually, I want to explain one very important concept to you. Most of you do not know this concept. Why leap year is created? Actually, leap years are not created and all that. Every year is made 364 days. Every year, because always what we tell, how many weeks for a month, for a year? 52. 52 into 7, 364. 364 and all that calculation is very simple. No leap year, non-leap years and all that. Why that is created? You should have that inclination. Then, for that purpose, this is not part of the aptitude. For the sake of your general knowledge, I am explaining. Actually, in real life, many contexts and all that, the fractions create lot of problem. And calculation also, in several cases, fractions are there. Calculation becomes complicated. That's why in many shops and all that, they ignore paise and all that. But if you continuously, if it is one time or few times and all that, there is it does not matter. But continuously, years long, if you are doing that and all that, you have to lose a lot. So why leap year is created means the origin is problem with the fraction. Problem with the fraction. In other cases, leaving fraction is not a big thing. But this is a time. Time means there is no end. Hundreds, thousands, years, lakhs, millions, billions of years. So if you ignore a small fraction also, after some years, it will be a huge figure. That's why, for the adjustment sake, then the leap years and non-leap years are created. In order to understand this concept factually, then you have to understand certain figures. And you should know, this is the sun. Earth rotates around the sun. That I hope that you must know. Now, the speed of the Earth is 800 kilometers. It rotates by itself. That is, Earth rotates around itself at 800 kilometer speed, 800 kilometers per hour. And at the same time, it rotates around the sun. Around the sun. What is the distance? Now, if you measure the distance around the sun, 93 crores 98 lakhs 86,400 kilometers. Okay, Earth around 1 lakh kilometers speed, it rotates around the sun like this. Then, for this purpose, one complete rotation around the sun, it requires 365 days to 0.242 days. One fraction is there. Actually, what are the number of days for a year? 365. That means the fraction is being ignored. If fraction is being ignored, somewhere it should be adjusted. Otherwise, whatever time calculations we are making, all all go wrong. That's why some adjustment need to be made. Now let us focus on this, on the fraction. Actually, year means we are simply taking 365 days. We are ignoring. How it can be adjusted? Every year, how much we are ignoring? 0.242 days. That means that is equivalent to 5.808 hours. That means according to this, every year 5.808 hours are being ignored. How it can be adjusted? Then leap year adjustment is made. So what we are doing, what the calendar developers did, for every 4 years, in the name of leap year, they are adding 1 day extra to the February month. So because of that, what happens? 1 day extra for 4 years, every 4 years. Then 24 hours they are adding. For every 4 years, 24 hours they are adding. But how many hours they have to? What is the difference? 23.232. Now earlier they are ignoring. Now for 4 years they adjusted. But instead of adjusting 23.232 hours, they added 24 hours. That means something extra they are making. But that extra also becoming a big figure after centuries and all that. That's why something less here 20 then it should be adjusted. For this purpose, extra they are doing. For this purpose, for every 100 years, 100th year should be a leap year according to our calculation. But that is cancelled. For every 100 years, 1 day means 24 hours they are cancelling. 24 hours they are cancelling. So even though that adjustment, then after for every 400 years, even today, some unadjusted fraction is there, that is 0.2 day, that is 4.4848 hours for 400 years is still unadjusted. That is the reason. Just for the sake of general knowledge, you must have this knowledge. Just once again, I brief it. Earth rotates around itself at 800 kilometers speed, and it rotates around the sun of distance 93 crores 98 lakhs 86,400 kilometers. Okay, at around 1 lakh kilometer speed, then the duration for one rotation around the sun, it requires 365 days to 42 days, 365.242 days. 0.242 day is 5 hours, 5.808 hours. Actually, this is being ignored. This is being ignored. That means every year almost 5.8 hours are being ignored. In order to adjust that, for every 4 years they added 24 hours by creating 1 day extra for a leap year. That year only we call leap year. But in order to adjust this much, 23.232, 24 is being added. So something extra is being added. It should be adjusted at some time. So for every 100 years, they cancelled one leap year. 100th year, 200th year, 300th year, they cancelled. So that way, 1 day they cancelled and all that. Then also something unadjusted, this thing is there. Again for 400 years, 1 day they are adding, because 400th year, 800th year, 1600th year, 1200th year, all that are made this thing. This is all for the sake of adjustment. Even though after all these adjustments also, a fraction of hour is unadjusted as on the day. This, if you have this knowledge, that is good. Anybody may ask you, otherwise you can educate others by your knowledge. Now, example number 3. which is the immediately subsequent year to the year 2001 is the same as 2001. That we have to calculate. For this, a simple technique is there. Now you take years from 2001 and you count odd days, number of odd days you calculate, you find the total also, total number of odd days. By that you can find out. Just I will tell you the technique. And now 2001, how many odd days are there? 1. Total is also 1. 2002, how many odd days are there? 1. So number is 1 plus 1, 2. 2003 is also non-leap year. Odd days are, for all non-leap years, odd days are only 1. Then it comes 3. 2004. 2004, as you know, it is a leap year. How many odd days are there? 2. Then this is 5. 2006, this is non-leap year. Odd days are 1. Then it is 6. 2007, 2005, odd days are non-leap year 1. 2006, odd days non-leap year 1, 7. Now you stop this one. Here up to 2001 to 2006, odd days are 7. So then modulus 7 is equal to 0. So until it comes 0, you have to cumulate like this. Thereafter, what you can conclude, now how 2001, 2007 also, 2001 and 2007 are just alike. In this manner you have to calculate. Now one thing what I am doing, from after 2001, which year is just same as 2001, I have to calculate. So from 2001 onwards, you take a number of odd days. This is non-leap year 1, non-leap year odd days 1, non-leap year odd days 1, leap year odd days 2, non-leap year 1, non-leap year 1. Now cumulative I have taken 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 modulus 7, that is remainder 0. So by that 2007 and 2001 are just alike.